A quick little note before I even start this battle. I just recently reached 100 subs, and I just want to thank you guys so much for everything you guys do for me. All the support you give me, every single like, every single comment, just really makes me happy and encourages me to keep doing this. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick little thanks. And we have an OU match today, and my opponent, who is named Mr. Mew72, he has a YouTube if you want to check him out. I'll leave a link to that in the description. But yeah, he is using a rain team, a pretty standard rain team, except for that Moltres, because Moltres is a Pokemon who is in RU, and obviously this is an OU match, but Moltres does work well in the rain because it has Hurricane, which obviously never misses, and then it also has Fire Blast to help combat Sun teams, because a Sun-boosted Fire Blast coming from a Moltres is pretty damn powerful. I'm going to tell you that right now. But yeah, so Moltres benefits from both weathers, which is pretty cool. It's an interesting Pokemon to use. It's just really weak to rocks, so that kind of sucks. But the only thing I'm really scared of is that Breloom, because whenever I play OU, I just don't know how to deal with that thing. I mean, that thing just wrecks every single team I make. I cannot deal with Breloom at all. I mean, it has Swords Dance, it has Spore, it has Technician to boost Bullet Seed and Mach Punch, so it just has all the tools it needs to succeed, and yeah. So going into this battle, the only thing I'm really scared of is the Breloom, but you guys are going to see that Moltres actually does turn out to be a threat too. So I'm going to lead off with my Ferrothorn, because I figured he'd either lead off with his Politoed or his Donphan, and judging from his team structure, his Politoed is most likely defensive and not choice specs or anything, so Ferrothorn can set up spikes all day on that thing. But he actually leads off with his Moltres, and I don't want to take a Fire Blast first turn, so I'm going to go ahead and go out into my Jellicent. But he actually goes for the U-turn, and just gets out of there and goes out into his Breloom, and I just cannot deal with this thing. I don't know what is wrong with me, but part of the reason why I can't deal with this thing is because I'm not good at finding something for sleep fodder. I'm just not good at assessing what is the least useful thing on my team. I don't know, I just like all my Pokemon. I don't want any of them to go to sleep. I think they're all good I think they're all equal. None is better than the other. So I'm not really good at finding sleep fodder. So I figure Lander's T, he's weak to water, and this is a rain team, so I guess this kind of makes sense, and I can at least get an Intimidate off before I go to sleep. But he has a Moltres, and it's weak to Stealth Rocks, and that is my Stealth Rocker, so yeah, that kind of sucks. So I was expecting him to try to set up a Swords Dance on the switch, which is why I went into my Starmie, but he actually switches out into his Jirachi, and I don't want to take Thunder or a Body Slam and possibly get paralyzed. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is switch out into my Ferrothorn, and I don't care if this thing gets paralyzed because it's already slow as hell, and I can get some Iron Barbs damage if he goes for the Body Slam. But he actually just U-turns out, and that kind of tells me that he's probably not starved. Starved, yeah, he's starved. No, he's probably scarfed, because most scarfed Jirachis run U-turn, and defensive ones don't. So he brings in his Moltres off the U-turn on my Ferrothorn, so I'm definitely not going to stay in. I'm going to go ahead and go out into my Jellicent to take that, and he actually misses, but it really doesn't matter at all. So I know the Breloom switch is coming, so what I'm going to do is double into my, what is this called, Hydreigon. And I knew if he stayed in, then the Fire Blast wouldn't really do much to my Hydreigon anyway, so it was a win-win situation. And I know he's not going to switch out into Jirachi right here, because I might go for the Fire Blast. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go for the Draco Meteor and just absolutely destroy something on the switch, because this Hydreigon is choice specs and modest, so that would have just destroyed something. And I knew Mach Punch from Breloom wouldn't take me out at all. So yeah. He switches out into his Politoed, and even if he switched in his Jirachi, since that thing is Choice Scarf, it still would have taken a lot of damage, but that Politoed takes it better than I thought it would. I mean, I'm pretty sure that would have killed it if this thing was like the normal set, because the normal one is defensive and not specially defensive, but I don't know. So I predicted him to switch out into his Jirachi, because obviously Jirachi could take a -2 not Fire Blast, Draco Meteor, and just get some initiative with U-turn, but he actually switches out into his Moltres instead, and I figured, okay, I've stayed in twice, or not stayed in, I've switched out twice on this thing, so he's gonna predict me to do it again and just go for the U-turn, but no, he stays in as I set up spikes and misses a Fire Blast. That was scary. I mean, Wow, that was pretty scary. That thing could have taken out my Ferrothorn easily. Even in the rain, I'm pretty sure Fire Blast would have easily killed. So, yeah, I am able to set up some spikes, which do help out. So, I know the Breloom switch is coming, since he's going to predict me to switch out into my Jellicent. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually switch out into my Terrakion and entice him to stay in and go for like the Bullet Seed or something, or the Mach Punch, because I know Mach Punch won't kill me. And I'm pretty sure a close combat will knock him out before he can even have a chance to Bullet Seed me. So, yeah, he actually does stay in and try to Bullet Seed me, but close combat knocks him out. So, that is pretty nice. So, unfortunately, this gives him a free switch out into his Moltres. And I'm thinking, okay, my Special Wall Jellicent can probably take maybe 2 Hurricanes. But no, that is a clean 2-hit KO. And, oh my god. Moltres is pretty powerful. That is definitely a clean 2-hit KO on especially defensive Jellicent. That is some power right there. So, yeah. I figure, okay, I'm going to have to sack something to this just mighty-ass beast. So I figure my sleeping Landorus is going to have to bite the dust because it's not going to be waking up anytime soon. And I want to preserve my Jellicent for his Keldeo in case I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and go out into my Hydreigon to revenge this thing. And I really should have gone into my Starmie because he obviously has this Jirachi to at least take 1 Draco Meteor. I mean, Draco Meteor will still do a shit ton, but it can at least live 1. But I actually do score the lucky crit, which kind of makes up for my mistake. But yeah, it's still a mistake because he gets a free switch into his Moltres right here. And if I would have gone into Starmie, then nothing on his team would have wanted to switch into my Starmie because, I mean, he has Keldeo and Politoed, but Politoed's pretty much dead, and Keldeo wouldn't want to take a Thunderbolt. And plus, I wouldn't have given this thing a free switch in, so nothing on my team wouldn't have had to take a Hurricane. So, yeah, that was a bad play on my part going into Hydreigon, but I have to pay for my mistakes here and find something to sack to this thing. So I figured Jellicent, I don't really need it to counter Keldeo here. And here's why, because Starmie can outspeed everything he has left. His Scarfed Jirachi is dead, and all he has left is this Politoed, which is going to get destroyed on the switch. His Moltres, which Starmie outspeeds, and it's most likely Choice Specs. You guys should have probably discovered that by now. And this Keldeo isn't Choice Scarfed because his Jirachi was Choice Scarfed. So yeah, I'm figuring this thing isn't Choice Scarfed or Choice Specs, and I don't really have to worry about anything. Nothing he has can take me out. So I'm pretty sure I can sweep here. And he also has a Donphan. I think that's his only other one. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a Starmie sweep in the making. And his Keldeo goes for the Secret Sword on me, which tells me that he doesn't have anything to hit me with. And like I said, he is not Choice Specs or Choice Scarfed because his Jirachi was Choice Scarfed and his Moltres was Choice Specs. So I don't have to worry about being knocked out by anything. So yeah, he switches out into his Donphan to sponge the Thunderbolt, which is kind of a weird play because lefties aren't going to bring him up to Sturdy. So yeah, I don't know what he's trying to achieve here because Ice Beam is still going to knock him out. I mean, I've brought Donphans down to their Sturdy with Ice Beam, so yeah, this crit right here, I get a crit again. I'm pretty sure this one didn't matter, but the one on Jirachi probably did. So yeah, I don't really know what he was trying to do with that Donphan, but whatever the case is, I knock him out, and I'm like, okay, it's GG right here. I could just absolutely destroy this Moltres with a Hydro Pump and just kill his Keldeo with Thunderbolt, but no, I miss a Hydro Pump and get some hacks of my own. So yeah, I guess that kind of makes up for the crit I got on his Jirachi and the Fire Blast miss, but I don't know, I feel like he got the shitty end of the stick in this battle. I think he got a little more hacks than me, but it wasn't that bad. So alright, he kills my Starmie after the Hurricane, and I figure, okay, I'll revenge this thing with my Hydreigon because I don't want to mess around with Stone Edge missing on my Terrakion, and Draco Meteor has higher accuracy, but he's actually faster than me. I'm pretty sure that's because he's plus speed nature, and I'm a plus special attack nature, but Hydreigon is naturally faster, but it's all dependent on the nature, you know? So, I actually do have Rock Slide on my Terrakion. I actually thought I had X-Scissor. So, Rock Slide is just as accurate as Draco Meteor, so I really should have just gone into this Terrakion in the first place and not let my Hydreigon die, but you know, I didn't know I had Rock Slide, so I am going to be able to knock out his last 2 Pokemon with Rock Slide, and that is going to be the game. So, thank you guys for watching. rate, comment, sub, and once again, I want to thank you guys for 100 subs, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.